Alright guys, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. So we just got confirmation on the global version. We're basically seeing the first steps to the global and JP sync, I would say. Especially because JP just got this and then we're getting it like a week or two later. And oh yeah, also Will's here. Hey Will.
Hi.
So yeah, with this, I feel like it's kind of like the stepping stones to getting it, or like basically step one, because we're already trying, or they're already like saying that they're going to make it where we are getting the same content by summer. I feel like they're doing this now, so like when that already goes ahead and happens, like we're already caught up in the super easy A's as well, you know.
Right.
I think this is like a good opportunity, even if you don't have some of these characters as well, because I have seen a lot of people say that they're like, I don't have AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, that guy's so old. I don't have STR Broly, this guy's animations are so old, you know. But if we go ahead and just like look at the list of some of the EZAs, which they did already say they're going in terms of how the schedule released, other than Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Broly, I feel like almost all of these afterwards are kind of like units. Well, I guess it's like a very hit or miss, but like half of these units are either free to play or have been given so much throughout the years that you probably already should just have them rainbowed already. Like the family trio EZA, they're the amount of times they've given them for Gohan, Goten, and Goku Day is just like, yeah, it really is insane. I think other than like the grind, because I'm gonna be honest, I really hated doing like, because these were back when you had to like farm the hidden potential for the units as well, and I didn't really like doing that. People are gonna have to see the pain of that, unfortunately. But on the bright side, I do think that it is good knowing that we're gonna have like a lot of free to play options that are going to be hopefully meta relevant again too. And like I was saying with the release schedule is because it's going to be the same. We can tell like every single celebration, hey, this is what's going to be the next thing, hey, this is what's going to be the next thing. And hopefully, you know, like I said, if the free to play units are good, we could technically get like good free to play units like almost every other celebration, I feel like. Because like I was saying, as soon as Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Broly are done, it's like I said, free to play units here basically are free to play with how much they've been given. And then I wouldn't be surprised if they give them again for Gohan, Goten, and Goku Day. Piccolo is free to play. These guys, I guess you could say, they haven't been out of banish for quite a while. The Super Saiyan Blues, as well as Broly, who, again, I think Broly's been given a couple of times too, right?
For like Reds, which one? The AGL?
Yeah, I think he's been. Wasn't he like acquirable with Redstone at a certain point?
I know with like the Tanabata strips, he's
Yeah.
been available.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not sure.
Right. The meta, the meta breaking STR Gogeta. Again, these guys might as well have been free to play with how much times they've been giving them, and then we got a couple of pay to play, and then more free to play. I wonder how that's going to happen too, because this also brings up the question of how are they going to do some of these EZAs that have only been around for one celebration as well. Because remember how they did the Universe 7, I think it was like versus Jaren or something like that, where no one EZA'd, it was just like free stones. I wonder if they're going to bring those back too. I guess we'll have to see. That's true. Yeah. I'm almost positive though this free to play Int Kid Goku was only given once as well. I don't think that you were able to get him anymore.
He's given out from doing the EZA stages.
Oh, okay.
So like once you get him, you can't like redo the stages to get more.
Right. Okay. Well, again,
you're only giving out 6 copies.
Right. Like again, like dude, look at this. 1, 2, 3 EZAs all back to back are free to play. Like, there's so much free to play options that are just that they especially did at the beginning of EZAs that are just gonna make these guys a lot more meta relevant. And then if we go ahead and just like look at who is going to be the first one, it's so open ended. They could literally do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt though, because if we just go ahead and look at just Super Saiyan 3 as like every single Goku, like we can just go ahead and look at every single Super Saiyan 3 that's kind of released recently. I guess that would be it. It was just these two. They all have it where it's just like when performing as ultra or regular super attack, it's just like get so much attack and defense, yeah. And then we go over to STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, it's getting attack and defense, performing a super attack, getting crits somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they were just like, okay, we're gonna take that and kind of just paste it on this Goku as well.
Right.
The thing that I'm kind of curious too is how they're going to do, like, are they just gonna reintroduce these guys into banners and then they're gonna kind of like fill up the slots of like slot, I guess 7 or 10 of whatever new banners come out?
I mean, we just don't know. I feel like it's almost certain that they're gonna have a special banner where you can summon for them,
Right.
and there'll be like 2 other units.
It's funny. It's funny too because back when redstones were a thing, well, not redstones were a thing. Back when redstones kind of like lost value, it really was like a system where we were just like, we really need a revamp because there's nothing that we could use redstones on that is meta relevant, and now redstones kind of have a use again.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I've probably EZA'd almost everybody on this list and have everybody here rainbow just because I've been picking up a lot of these older units just with redstones. It's just it's literally just been that long since redstones and stuff has been kind of like released. That now I'm probably just gonna have to use the redstones to fix some of these guys' kits or the hidden potential. Because man, it's gonna be a lot of stuff to fix. But even afterwards, it's just like it kind of makes sense too, because we're literally about to go into the Saiyan Day celebration. Maybe that's when we'll see our first case of the EZA. I wouldn't be surprised, because literally the next 2 options that can come out during these celebrations are both pure Saiyans. And again, it's just both like, I don't know what they're gonna do with their passive because it's so open ended.
Right.
Like, especially with the STR Broly, I just hope that they don't make them just like a what is it? A glass cannon, as always. I hope they follow in the footsteps of Super Broly, but I don't know, man.
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what they do with them. I feel like, depending how this AGL Dragon Fist is gonna be, we're gonna see how that's gonna happen. You know.
Right.
And what you call? I know you didn't bring this up at all, but I wonder what they're gonna do for sub EZAs.
That's true as well. I feel like because they said that the schedule is gonna follow almost the exact same. I actually don't know, because the main issue with some of these older EZAs is that eventually they were added to the thing. It wasn't like immediate, you know.
Yeah, usually I think it took like a year or 2.
All right, dude, that's gonna be actually killer though too.
Like, here, pull up. You have AGL Dragon Fist pulled up?
AGL Dragon Fist. How old is he? EZA wise?
Dude, it's the first one, dude.
Oh,
are you good? Jeez, man.
My bad. All right.
Which EZA is that one? So pull him up.
The STR UI or STR UI. Yeah, I'm having an yeah. Anyways.
So let's see. When did he EZA? 2018. And then when did the AGL one EZA?
I haven't pulled up somewhere over here. Here we go.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it took almost a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could see that maybe happen if they want to keep things aligned.
Right.
We don't even know if they want to do sub EZAs at all. You know, if they do, they might do all the characters at once, or they might decide to wait a year and follow the EZA scheduling, or they might not do it at all.
Right.
We just don't know yet.
It's, I guess it's kind of cool too, because of the, like I was talking about with the release schedule and us knowing like exactly how and everything is gonna go down. It is cool to see that, like, well, I don't know, because at the same time, like, you know, with some of these EZAs, you could easily tell that some of these guys just weren't. They just weren't up to what the other ones were, you know. But like,
Mm-hmm.
if they do some of these EZAs and they actually make like at least half of them killer, that's like 3 or 4 potential units that are just like meta relevant. I remember when this Vegeta came out and he was pretty good. He needed to get hit a couple of times, but his defense like easily reached what was one of the higher defenses. Just because he had so much defense stacking everywhere. But like,
Right.
it is nice to see that. Like I said, we're getting a lot more like new units, I guess, guaranteed. So during these celebrations where they're dropping some of these units who just are just like dead on arrival, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or just units who get zero help. It is cool to see like there are some times where it's just going to be guaranteed. Obviously, because it has to follow the same exact schedule. Sometimes we are just going to see it where the celebration will make no sense. You know, like let's pretend that the Super Easy A just dropped right now. If Dragon Fist was the first one, and he just dropped right now, it would help out First Form Frieza in no way at all.
Right.
But later on, when Full Power Frieza comes out, then you're like, okay, well, you know, maybe let them cook. You know, the boos are actually being good right now. So like when this physical Kid Buu Easy is might be able to help out that team. There's a lot of these older units that were once kind of like they're only good back then, and then even then they were like kind of okay. Seeing them back into the meta when we have a lot more options is just is gonna be nice because, like I said, it's gonna help out so many teams that kind of like need it for sure.
Right.
Especially because, like I said, there's a lot of these EZAs where it's just like multiple units that are dropping at once too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hope that at least this is like the stepping stone to one of the best I guess years of Dokkan, because I do think that this is a good thing, because like I said, when Redstone definitely needed a change in some way, so having it where it's just like the units are now usable again makes it where the Redstone just has so much more value now,
Right.
because
It's just
man was it really bad.
they haven't. They really haven't been good for a while.
Yeah,
And I mean, like, honestly, if you weren't using redstones to like get copies of these old characters, you kind of just got screwed.
right.
Like, I mean, like, that's what I've been doing really, is just trying to get like dupes for like old characters that I just didn't pull enough at the time of.
Right.
So like, I have at least I have like all these characters at least 79%. So I'm ready for when they all want an easy A or super
Right.
easy A.
For sure.
It's just now, you know, how they're gonna handle newer players trying to get these units. Well, we just have to wait and see.
Right.
Hopefully, they're more forgiving, but maybe they won't be.
I guess it is something to think about for sure. And we don't know how the introduction of characters are just going to be, but the I think that we'll probably be fine, because if we just go ahead and let me pull up just summons, for example. I guess we could just look at the current global celebration, and we could just look at the wow, this is the current global celebration, man. Anyways, there's just so many units that you could easily just swap out,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of wouldn't matter. Like Tech Super Saiyan 4 full power, you could have swapped him out and swapped in a sub ECA for sure, or just any other. I guess let me just pull up something a little bit more recent. No, that's the old first form freeze. There he is. We can go ahead and look at this on JP, for example. Like, you could just take Ginyu off, you know? Like, I get it, because it's supposed to be like a Frieza banner, but still, like, there's just some of these units where you could easily just swap out and then put in something. Whatever the, like, sub... I keep saying sub EZA instead of saying the super EZA, but whatever the super EZA is at the time, they could always, like, swap those in. And hopefully help that out. Or who even knows if they're just gonna make like a sub. I'm dying over here.
Jeez, man.
Who knows if they'll do something sort of like Legends does, where they'll just make like a super EZA banner later on that could either just have all the options or maybe just be updated over time. Maybe they'll even give us tickets to do something like that as well. Because again, those units are so old that other than for new players, most of everybody just has them rainbowed, you know.
Right.
But who knows? I like I said, I think this is still a good thing no matter what. But I am kind of curious to see how things go, and I am kind of I'm hopeful is what I'll say. I'm very hopeful. But man, I the last note that I'll make before we end the video. I saw some people saying that they don't care for these because they're like, I don't care because the animations are so old. So like, why would I want to ever use them? And to an extent, I can definitely like understand where that mindset comes from. Because like, there's no way that somebody is gonna choose the old AGL SSJ3 animation compared to something like the new STR one, right?
But like these units are meant to, I feel like these units are gonna be for like obviously either players who like have nostalgia for these units or new players who need to use a unit for a mission on like Red Zone or the Spectacle Battle.
Right.
You know, I mean,
it also brings.
I know most people probably don't like the super attack of AGL TUR Golden Frieza, but you sure as hell use them.
Yeah, and the thing is that like at the end of the day, it's literally just. Not only is it guaranteed content, because they already said that they're going to try to follow like a schedule so that way the super EZAs are released at a certain period of time, but it's also following the schedule of how the old EZAs were released, and then also following a thing where it's just like it's revitalizing some of these units where it's just like how many units do we have in our box that are all just like so garbage, and you're like, man, like I want to be able to use some of these units that I like in the past I might have used a couple of stones on, but now it's just so garbage that I can't, you know?
Right.
And that like it is nice to see something like that because, and we can just go ahead and look at it one more time before we kind of close out because I wanted to just say like one more thing, but like let's see like when the newest one would be. I guess, yeah, like some of these Vegetos. Like, how often are you going to be able to use start Super Saiyan Blue Vegeto? That just doesn't happen anymore. They always transform. It's always a transformation. So being able to go back and be like, you know what? This guy's kind of cool. The animations might be old, but at least it's a Vegito Blue at the start. You know, like, oh, this is another SSJ Vegito who's a Vegito who's SSJ at the start. It's not a transformation. Like rose cards. We need more rose cards to be able to be used, you know.
Super Saiyan 3 Broly.
Yeah. Dead on Arrival 2.0.
Yeah.
Like, and then who even knows if they're going to do LR EZAs again. And then it's just a thing where like all of these units who Go Frieza like made the entire game with animations like from Go Frieza and beyond. The whole thing kind of changed. So when obviously it's gonna take a long time to get there, but when it eventually does get there, it's not even going to be an issue of animations anymore. It's just going to be able to use something like that when we literally have no other way to see that. They will probably not release another Go Frieza for a couple of years for whatever reason, you know? Like they've had multiple opportunities and they're like, we already made one. So being able to and the animations are like still hold up today, I would say. So being able to go back and use something like that later on is just going to be so helpful. But yeah, and then who knows? I really hope and I guess we don't know as well, as they could always remake the what is it? They could always bring back too, the I guess kind of like animation updates of some of these like super duper older LRs too that just don't hold up today in like the slightest, because they did it for like into SSJ2 Gohan, so who knows if they'll do something like that as well. if they finally fix some of these animations that just even at the time just weren't that good, you know, we really don't know.
Right. I mean, what do you think? Like how they did like the Super Strike units?
Right. We I know that they only specified that they're updating the passive, but again, Dokkan is not a person who keeps to their word too often. They said that they will not be doing pity and that it doesn't it's not like anywhere in their like schedule, or like they didn't have any thoughts of doing pity, and then was it less than a year later they added pity? So
Yeah.
who knows? We have I say, like I said, I'm the future looks bright to me. I think things will hopefully get better from here.
Dokkan Battle will be shutting down
No!
during the 10th anniversary.
the last easy, the last super easy A, and then it's something mid. Kid Buu. Oh yeah, Kid Buu fans, you guys get it. You can finally stop talking about LR Kid Buu, because then you'll have a Kid Buu that's usable.
Listen, man. All it's gonna take is the super easy A of EGL Kid Buu.
That's so true. And then the game will shut down again.
Yep.
Or we'll have the global bug where no event is able to be played. You can only do like quest mode and not use any items.
Right.
Oh, that would be hilarious. But I get unless you have any other things to say, I guess we can go ahead and close out here.
I think that's it, man. I said what I want to say.
All right. Well, thank you for joining and also being a member, Will.
Yeah, no problem, man.
But that is all the time we're gonna spend on this one. Let me know what you guys think. What is the super easy A that you're most excited to see? Like I said, I think honestly out of this entire list, I would probably say the Super Saiyan Blues. I really love the animations, and then obviously Broly too, because he was just so bad on release. Well, sorry, not he was a really. I just didn't like that they easy him right as soon as on release, right? I feel like that was such a fumble on their
Whenever
end.
they do that, it's like their base kit could have been like that.
Yeah.
Like,
But
look at the you look at these free to play characters that come out that have a immediate easy A versus ones that don't. Like the ones that don't seem like they have such a better kit. Like you look at someone like the STR Yamcha.
right.
Like he has a good kit, and he doesn't have a easy A yet.
Right. Or into SSJ Yardarat Goku, who
Yeah, Yamcha.
he easy ate and he was like a menace, you know.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna see the unfortunately they got easy ate on release, but we're gonna be seeing the reuse of the Super Saiyan Blues, and I think I really like the kits from them. Back when obviously they released during the Broly movie, so seeing some of these, you know, these older animations that like I said, they're not even gonna be that bad for too long.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see some good stuff. But we'll go ahead and end there. Thank you as always for watching, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
My hair.